Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 mistakes you are making in the gym that are keeping you small. Now I'm going to get straight into it, but I'm going to talk about something briefly. So in the description, it's just dropped my Lean Muscle Protocol program, £15. Go check that out. My code LEO for 10% off at AMP Pre-Workout. I'll go put another link in the description for that as well. So I hope you enjoy the video. Right. Let's get straight into it. The first mistake that is keeping you small is skipping compound lifts. And I mean every compound lift, not just bench press, not the ones you all love when you're 15 years old and you like to crowd around the bench. I'm talking deadlifts, bloody rows. I'm talking about squats mainly, because that is the one thing that people skip because it's the hardest movement in the gym. People know intrinsically that it's the hardest movement in the gym. I find it the hardest movement in the gym, but these have exceptionally good benefits for you to progress in the gym, especially as a newbie lifter when you can get newbie gains. So, if you don't know what newbie gains are, it's where you make the most progress in your first year of hitting the gym due to your muscles reacting, going, oh my God, what the hell is this kind of resistance training? And then you look much better after your first year. For example, I've been training 5.5 years. I'm not going to make as much progress as I did in my first year, for example. It just gradually tapers off after that. But it doesn't mean you can't still make progress. We are all continuously making progress. But yeah, skipping compound lifts, which I see quite a lot, to be honest with you, people focusing on isolation exercises. That is fine to an extent, but I would not skip out on compound movements. I'd put them at the start of my workout, hit them hard, hit them when I have the most energy, and then you can get the most bang for your buck in your workouts by hitting more muscles, more target groups, and hitting things at once will just give you a better return on your investment or return on what you are lifting. The second thing is poor recovery. Now, this means sleep, this means nutrition, and I could get into a real big kind of depth with this, but I'm going to keep it kind of light for you guys. I can go into more specific depth in other videos, but the general rule is 8 hours plus sleep for recovery in the gym. 100%. That is what's going to keep you having higher hormones, better recovery from your last workouts, especially if you're lifting and training hard. So 8+ hours sleep, no matter who you are, male or female. The next thing is hitting your protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and hitting your micronutrients. That's an underrated one. Hitting your micronutrients is also very important because that is what's going to keep your hormones, like your testosterone, so high. And that's what you need to build muscle. Testosterone and muscle mass are linked, obviously. So your hormones that play a massive role are the thing helping you build muscle. So you need to have high testosterone. You need to be optimizing that as best you can. Number 3 is ego lifting. Now, this is a nuanced one because I believe in ego lifting to an extent. I believe in pushing your limits every single workout. What I don't believe in is, as I said in my last video, go check that out, is skipping to the final boss stage and going for, say, 100 kilo bench when you've never done it and you can barely bench press 70 kilos on bench press. I was giving a bench press example there. Because you're just going to hurt yourself, you're just going to injure yourself, and you're not going to get as much reward. You're much better off hitting maybe 3 reps of something for strength training, or if you want to just build muscle, hypertrophy, go 8 reps on something else. That is the advice I would give, because there's no point injuring yourself and going for PRs, because that's not going to give you any progress in comparison to what you could be doing, like I just mentioned. Another thing is no progressive overload. Now, some people, when I see them at the gym, or if I talk to people at the gym, they'll stay on the same weight for a long time. And there's nothing wrong with staying on the same weight for a bit of time, but if you're not increasing the reps, you're not increasing the difficulty by increasing the weight or the reps or the negatives or any aspect that makes it harder, you're not going to look any different. You're not going to make nearly as much progress as you could be by pushing your limits and making sure you're going into something with energy and going for a PR. Not necessarily like a 1 rep max, that's not what I'm saying, but a PR for that set. Oh, I hit 6 reps last time. Let's get 8 clean reps this time. That's what I'm talking about. Or I hit 60 kilos this time. Let's go for 65 kilos this time. That is the difference. That is what's going to make you bigger. It's what's going to make you stronger, because that all comes down to intensity, which is what I preach on this channel. That's why my program, link in bio, is 4 days. It's a 4-day split. It's upper lower. because that is what's going to make you strongest and biggest, I believe, as a natural. That's what's worked best for me. Because you're hitting muscle groups twice a week, you're hitting them hard, you're training hard on your compound lifts, but you're also recovering, and all these things are synergistic. They all work together, they all provide the best outcome possible. Because guess what? Lifting weights 7 days a week really hard is not beneficial for strength and muscular size increase. It's not. If you're a martial artist, that's completely different. But if your goal is muscular size and strength, that won't help. So these things all help beginners especially, but they help everyone. Like, this isn't just one video for a certain group of people. This is for everyone who's struggling to make gains in the gym. And I believe anyone can make progress. Even if you've gone to the gym for 10 years, I do not believe, especially if you're of a certain age, that you can't get better. So keep pushing hard, keep training hard, keep going to the gym. That's the main thing. Show up as often as you can, and I shall see you later. Thanks for watching.